imagine what our world will be like in 2035, we see self-driving cars, digital assistants managing our lives, advanced virtual reality and machine learning, and maybe even holographic communications. The first iPhone came out in 2008, and now, only 10 years later, most of us find it nearly impossible to go without our smartphones. Innovation and change will continue at an ever-accelerating pace. What things will be possible and what problems will need to be solved that we can't even imagine right now? And how can we prepare our future generations for this world?
2035, well, that's 18 years from now. I feel like we're already starting on the technology with the robots and everything, so I feel like by then we're already gonna have like robots and just, we're gonna be more advanced. The phones are gonna be more advanced, hopefully holographic, because like I'm really interested in seeing holographic phones, so yeah.
I think it's much more effective for educators to be on the same playing field with their students and guide them with knowledge about how to solve problems, not so much just give them information.
What I think might happen is teachers might be replaced with simulations, and maybe we'll use like computers. Maybe we could be at school at home or on a couch or at different places instead of being at the actual place where school happens.
To waste like a lot of money on having to go visit somewhere, you could always use devices to communicate or use virtual reality to be able to find or discover new things of a different place.
And I think technology creates the opportunity for access for all people. And my response seems somewhat simplistic because we can ask the question of how do you gain access? But if technology is used in a way that it is not withheld from people based on their economic or ethnic background, it can create a plethora of opportunities for all people.
Our current education system needs to transform to prepare graduates to innovate, be creative and critical thinkers, problem solvers, and self-aware learners who can adapt to an ever-changing world. In order to maintain the skills and knowledge to keep up with the accelerated pace of change, learning will be lifelong, cradle to grave, with ever-evolving skills and competencies being developed along the way. Allowed to choose their focus areas and self-direct, learners will become educators, and educators will become collaborators and facilitators. Learners will focus on learning how to learn, be able to move at their own pace, guided by performance-based assessment and data-driven feedback, demonstrating competencies rather than putting in seat time to earn credit for completing a course. Cross-age cohorts will work collaboratively on projects, and learners of all ages will exercise choice and agency. Given that learning resources will be accessible from anywhere, will there still need to be a physical space that learners come to? And if yes, what learning activities will happen there? Our inquiry led to an idea that is both new and old at the same time. In our world of 2035, we imagine neighborhood learning centers that are connected to the community around them and to the world through technology. This technology will offer unprecedented opportunities to learn in ways that are both more personalized and more engaging. Learning will become more experiential with hands-on and project-based learning the prevalent modes. Virtual reality and augmented reality will evolve to allow learners to powerfully experience historical, cultural, and scientific events as if they were actually there. Learners will be able to share their culture and ideas and collaborate across borders. Neighborhood centers will be spaced a mile apart and will vary in size as needed by the city's population. Learners will be able to choose which center to attend based on their personal preference, needs for the day, and where they are located. No matter where they are, they will be able to continue to be actively learning. Gardens and green spaces will be integrated into our learning centers. Amidst a dense cityscape, these will be nurturing environments in alignment with neuroscience research that tells us that connecting humans with the natural world is critical for physical and mental health and leads to more effective learning. With a whole child emphasis, learners will also develop SEL skills that complement their academic skills. By applying a dynamic grid of staggered and stacked spaces within the building, shell spaces can be removed or created to accommodate various educational activities and learning modes. Sections connected by circulation cores are divided to create more intimate learning communities within the dense urban structure. These centers are places where advanced tools for learning are available to everyone in the community, providing equity of access regardless of socioeconomic status, age, race, or ethnic background. Movable and varied furniture will create a welcoming and less formal environment where self-aware learners choose what works best for them based on their learning goals. Spaces and furniture can flex to facilitate multiple learning modes and accommodate individual and varied group sizes. Advanced materials technology will make possible surfaces that are self-healing, and glass that can be an interactive screen, turn from opaque to clear, and then slide out of the way like a movable wall opens up to an adjacent area, creating ultra-flexible spaces. In the less dense suburbanscapes, the dynamic grid can be turned horizontal to provide metamorphic and sprawling pockets of space in between the built structures that can be added or removed as required. This bioplastic dome represents a resource-efficient alternative as the technology combines the high malleability and recyclability of plastics with the environmental benefits of primarily renewable materials. It further provides a dynamic form adaptable for varied uses. With this flexibility in building technology, the module can be fitted and adapted to respond to the spatial, cultural, and material needs of the community it is located in. The community is also invited into this dynamic environment to encourage cross-age learning and collaboration. Green spill-out spaces are located between the enclosed learning structures to integrate natural light and inspiring, inviting, and nurturing environments.
Different types of jobs. My hope with technology is that in 2035, by that time we have learned the place for technology and the place for human interaction. It's almost like I'm looking at this Renaissance type of learning where students and everyone, they're learning from the environment outside and within.
Yeah, I think technology can help us because it can show us new things, and if there's some kind of disease, they could always use technology to figure out how to cure it.
I don't really know if it will change, but I am really hoping that with everything with the police brutality that's happening, I really hope that that would change and we can get somewhere further down the line to where we're more equal with each other and we're not just fighting each other every day out on the streets, and we can all come together as a community.
Without technology, teachers would just have to teach everyone the same way. But now with technology, they have more studies with machine learning to know how each student learns the best.
So what excites me tremendously is more and more people realizing that kids are the same regardless of where they come from. I don't think we're at a place in our society where that's true yet. I think that adults have perceptions of how kids of different nationalities, different backgrounds, different socioeconomic status can achieve. And I'm excited about my kids proving those people wrong.